Hello everybody, my name is Maharshi Raval and I am a student of Masters in Construction Engineering and Management at Faculty of Technology, CEPT University, Ahmedabad. Here I will be talking about my Studio 2 work, construction project execution, monitoring and control. As a part of this group exercise, we worked on a commercial plus residential project being constructed in the city of Ahmedabad, and we'll be talking about the further analysis and exercises which we did. Talking about the first exercise of planning and scheduling. So here shown in the picture is the pore bifurcation and the scope of analysis for our studio time duration as seen on the left hand side image. The pore 7, 8 and 9 was our scope of analysis, and as seen in the image on the right, the three slabs, the ground floor slab, the first basement and the second basement slab were covered, and the quantities for all these three slabs for the three pores were calculated. The other details of the same are shown in this slide. The pore plan for our project is seen on the left hand side table, where the dates marked in white are the slabs that have already been casted, while the dates in yellow are the planned dates or the slabs which are yet to be casted. We have also shown the repetition for the sets on site, and on the table on the right, bottom right, we have shown the calculations which we did as part of our pore planning exercise. This was a big exercise which covered a lot of calculations about the material requirement, the labor requirement, the productivity calculations and everything for three major activities: shuttering, reinforcement and concreting. So this table is of a summary where we saw that the peak requirement of concrete and reinforcement was seen in the month of February. Also, the peak requirement of labor was seen in the month of February, while the productivity for shuttering and reinforcement were calculated and as seen are 1.02 square meters per man hour for shuttering, while 15 kgs per man hour for reinforcement. Through this exercise of material calculations, requirement calculations, what we did is we found out the direct costs and the indirect costs involved in the project. So this was for the scope of analysis as discussed earlier, three pores and three slabs. So on the right hand side, the larger graph shows the total direct costs of shuttering, concreting and reinforcement. This includes all the costs of labor, plant as well as material. So the three further divisions are also shown. And while on the left hand side are shown the indirect costs that were involved, with the cost of the office expenses and the staff salaries being recurring costs, while the one-time expenses being the office setup expense, the protective equipment expense, as well as the temporary facilities. So this is how the planning and scheduling exercise went. We calculated a lot of material requirements, labor requirements, costs involved for the same. We also did the contract administration exercise where we compared the clauses found in the FEDEC Red Book and the clauses found in our project agreement, and then we came up with an analysis for the various clauses as seen in this slide, talking about payments, extra items, retention money, force majeure, resolution of disputes, and through them what we analyzed what were the major differences between the FEDEC book and the our agreement, and this is how the study for the contract was done. Similarly, we proposed two methods, one for contract administration and one for claim settlement, which are not being followed on site. So we have proposed these methods which will help for easier flow of administrative work on site. So as seen on the left is the contract administration procedure, while on the right is the claim settlement procedure. And we also did the time delay analysis as shown in the table on the bottom of the slide. Some of the major delays which have been observed for the project till now, and the ones marked in green are the delays which we observed during our course of the studio while we were present on site, and that has been marked here with the start and the end dates. Going to the lean exercises, we applied two major lean construction exercises of value stream mapping and foreman delay survey. So for the value stream mapping, we observed the concreting activity that was going on, which is marked in the red box on the left hand side image, and we observed the various sub activities of the concreting as seen and as they have been listed down here. And as seen in the graphs on the right hand side, the percentage of wastage for different categories, the categories being downtime, so waiting, non-utilized talent, transportation, inventory, extra processing. These are some of the categories of wastage where we have seen that transportation has or was occupying the most percentage of 36%. And we also divided the activities in value adding and non-value adding types, where we observed that the non-value adding type 2, which are the activities which are non-value adding and are not required for the end customer either, were occupying almost 2/3 of the total percentage, which could totally be eliminated and time could be saved. So we plotted the current state map for the same, and what we found was that the total lead time was coming to about 387 minutes. So after discussions with the senior engineers on site, what we came up with is Kaizen bursts. We proposed use of boom placers that is present on site, avoiding of idle time, effective use of the transit mixtures, etc. And that's how we brought down the total lead time to 194 minutes. So as seen in the slide on the left hand side is the future state map which we have proposed after use of the Kaizens, and the total lead time has come down to almost half. And on the right hand side, the graph showing the comparison between the current state and the future state is shown. Well, the current state in blue and the future state is in yellow. And as seen, a lot of time has been decreased for activities like filling of the bucket for concreting or pouring of concrete, and that's how we cut down the time to almost half. Similarly, for the foreman delay survey exercise, the scope of analysis was a block work activity going on at the 13th floor for the residency block, and as seen on the left hand side, the four walls were observed. We understood different reasons for delay, the main categories being the supportive and the recoverable delay, and the names of the delays are shown here. We also came up with a spaghetti diagram understanding the movement of the workers on site as seen in the bottom on the slide. Through this, our analysis showed that the most delay was observed in the category of other which included idle time, personal breaks, disputes, etc. for both masons as well as helpers, while the second most was observed in the waiting for material from warehouse category. Also seen on the graph on the right side top corner is the bifurcation for delay categories in recoverable as and supportive for masons as well as helpers. And as seen, almost all the delays observed were recoverable delays which can totally be eliminated, while supportive delays are the delays which are necessary for the project. So recoverable delays can totally be eliminated, and as seen here bottom, the cost lost to the delays were also seen, where the yellow part shows the recoverable delay cost which can be again be eliminated. So the total cost, which was seen as about 1596 lost due to the delay, can almost be recovered in full because all the recoverable delays will be eliminated. So this was the foreman delay survey exercise which we did. And our main conclusions and key learnings from the same are that for the planning and scheduling, as I said, we observed the shuttering, concreting and reinforcement, and we came up with the different numbers of the same for the scope of analysis, and the direct cost and the indirect cost was found. The contract administration exercise helped that our labor with material contract is not very detailed, but it covers the major aspects required for the agreement. So that is a good point. And we understood that a lot of terms are based on mutual agreement between both the parties as they have good working relations. So that's a big plus. And for the VSM and the FDS exercises, we suggested a lot of cutting down of wastage, lean principles, and that's how it helped us to come down in cost as well as save a lot of time. And our efficiency and productivity could also be increased. So these were some of our key learnings and observations. Thank you. This was my part for the SEPT portfolio for Studio 2. Thank you again. This is Maharshi Raval.